Okay, I think we're live now. Is everything working correctly? Yes, it is. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, or another live stream tonight. That is right, everybody. We are back with another town hall reaction. Of course, it is former President Donald Trump. He is doing a town hall in Cedar Rapids, Iowa tonight on Sean Hannity. Yeah, Sean Hannity. Woo! Of all people. Anyways, it's still entertaining to see Trump do a town hall. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, midnight, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself on this beautiful July 18th. Now, before I continue with today's stream, I hope everyone enjoys these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, we all know the drill by now. If you click the join button down below, just for $1 a month, you can join the channel. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And of course, if you want your questions for sure answered, make sure to send a super chat. All support's greatly appreciated. And of course, if you do got a question in chat, I'll try to get through everything. But if you want your question for sure answered, best way is to send a super chat. It helps the channel. Best way to support it also. All right, we got a super chat already. Princess Writer for 5. Can't really stay tonight because of work, but wanted to say both Trump 2024 and Rich Barris' Iowa poll is a death knell to DeSantis. Well, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Sucks out of work tonight, but it is what it is. Wish you luck, but thanks for the super chat. And yeah, you can say what you want about Barris, but at least he's being, like, you could see the respondents. You could see the map of exactly who he polled, how they answered. So you could look at it as you will. And the fact that evangelicals are breaking for Trump in that poll, you can just look at the map and you realize DeSantis is not in a good situation if he's already struggling with evangelicals. Let's see. I wish just Jesse Waters hosted it instead. Yeah, but we're stuck with Hannity. And this is just going to be Hannity talking to himself for 30 minutes. I guarantee it. It's going to be another one of those things where it's like, come back tomorrow night for the actual town hall because screw you. Now, I'm not going to really get into the indictment stuff because it's very early, the January 6th indictments, so I can't really get into it. But it just, we're in a deep trouble as a country. Like, Trump got to win. Trump has to win. Trump absolutely needs to win 2024, or there's not a good situation. Can you imagine what's going to happen if Biden doesn't have to worry about re-election? Yeesh. Duster Carter for 2. Honest prediction for DeSantis after all of this. His only pathway is they kick Trump off the ticket. That's the only way. And even then, it's like, will the GOP be that dumb? I mean, they already said no to what Hutchinson proposed. Like, oh, if you have a felony, you can't run. They already said no to that. So I do wonder, like, what's going to happen.
Peter from Spring Hill, Florida.
I'll just make sure the audio works. So, yeah, it's working. But thanks for the super chat. The Orange Man. Yeah. I just wish it's not going to be Hannity. Freaking Caitlin Collins, whatever her name was in CNN, was better. Because at least she asked questions and let the town hall, be a town hall to a lesser extent. Man Milk for 2. DeSantis is too close to the sun. He can only fall. Yeah. It was never a good idea to try to out-Trump Trump. That was stupid. That was the dumbest thing that he could have done. You should have done the Youngkin route. Not be anti-Trump, not anti-DeSantis, or pro-Trump. Vehemently pro-Trump. Be your own person, not whatever this is. Duster Carter for 2. No, I mean just his general political career. Oh yeah, it's done. I just, after this point, I hate to say, I don't know what his pathway is. If he doesn't get the nomination, now it's over. This was his Hail Mary, and it was stupid what he did. All right, the town hall is starting. All right. Again, we are a little bit behind, I believe. So, take that as what you will. Okay, we're just waiting for frickin'...
Iowa, how are you?
There we go.
We have a crowd of thousands. Many,
Holy
by the way,
crap,
started
it's
lining
full.
up yesterday, and we're outside. How many of you slept outside overnight? Thank you for coming.
This is
We
such a Trump
appreciate it.
rally. I can't show it because
To get a
Fox,
spot inside today, but they're
it
not
is
just
packed.
here to see yours
Holy
truly.
smokes.
Sorry. No, in a moment, the 45th President of the United States, current GOP
There's
frontrunner,
thousands.
Donald J. Trump, will join us for an exclusive town hall. We have a lot of ground to cover tonight. Now, today we learned that Biden's Department of Justice is likely pursuing even more charges against President Biden's chief political rival.
I really do think so.
According to Donald Trump, through Truth Social, he said Joe Biden's DOJ sent a letter that I am the target of the January 6th grand jury investigation and giving me a very short 4 days to report to the grand jury, which almost always means an arrest and an indictment.
Hold on.
Now, tonight, President Trump is vowing to fight any and all politically charged indictments, and if elected, he is also planning to completely reform America's two-tiered system of justice and weaponized justice system.
Look at this. Look at this.
So without further ado,
I can only show a couple
joining us now to
seconds.
explain for the full hour tonight, the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is with us.
This is essentially a Trump rally. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. All right. That's all I wanted to show you guys. This is packed. Wow. For a freaking town hall in Iowa.
Thank you very much.
I can't show any further. I don't want to get sued. It's a rally. Yeah, this is pretty much a rally.
Hi, Sean.
Mr. President, great to see you.
Let me just get this. This is... I can't show it because it's Fox News. They're streaming it only to... You have to have, like, paid subscription to watch it. So I can't... I gotta be careful with it.
You know, I came out here, and they started chanting Trump, and I said, my name's Sean. Well, you know.
Good.
If you like, you can grab a seat. If you don't want, you want to stand, we can stand. Whatever you prefer is fine with me.
We'll stand later.
Okay, I think my audio's better now. There we go.
Thank you for doing this town hall.
There, better.
It's great to see you. You look well. You look healthy.
Feel good. Feel good.
Let me ask you
Jesus,
a basic fundamental question. You have all of these never-ending attacks.
Yeah.
And you released on Truth Social earlier today that you are a target.
There we go.
Of this January 6th grand jury. My first question to you is, it doesn't seem to bother you like I think it would bother so many other people. What is it about you that it doesn't?
No, it bothers me. It bothers me for everybody in this incredible sold-out audience, and it bothers you.
Yeah, he's on
I got
time,
the
so he gets a
letter
little bit
on
less
Sunday
cringe.
night. Think of it. I don't think they've ever sent a letter on Sunday night. And they're in a rush because they want to interfere. It's interference with the election. It's election interference.
Trump
of our country, and it's a disgrace. What's happening to our country.
I gotta be careful.
Whether it's the borders or the elections or kinds of things like this, where the DOJ has become a weapon for the Democrats, an absolute weapon. And it seems that every time my polls, you know, we're leading by a lot. And we're leading by a lot in a place called Iowa, a lot.
He's gonna win Iowa like 12. Let's be real. It's gonna be a landslide.
Not only with the Republicans,
on
Iowa against Biden by a tremendous amount. They haven't seen anything like it. And they feel, I guess, they want to try and demean.
He's right, though. Yeah, I agree with it.
And
just gotta be careful with
frighten
YouTube.
people, but they don't frighten us because we're going to make America great again. That's all there is. We're going to make our
That's good. That's a good start.
Our country, Sean, is a mess. You know it better than anybody. I mean, frankly, your reporting is incredible.
I'll be honest. I have never been more fearful
Hannity,
of the state
shut
of this country
up.
than I am right now.
Yeah.
Fearful about the
Shut up,
economy,
Hannity.
foreign policy, our future, our kids, our grandkids. I've never been this way.
When you look at Biden with these leaders, and they're at the top of their game, and they're looking at each other like they don't even believe what's happening. Our country is no longer respected. Think of it. 3 years ago, energy independent, powerful military that was totally rebuilt. The president announced 3 days ago, which he should never have said, probably classified information, that we have no ammunition. Now, what do you think
That's
China
sad.
says when they hear we have no ammunition? No, it's a very, very sad thing. If you look at the worst border in history, we had the best border in history. We had 3 years ago the best border we've ever had. We built hundreds
I'm
of
just trying to be
miles of
careful,
wall.
that's all.
We got Mexico free of charge. You know, they say about Mexico. Mexico gave us billions of dollars worth of soldiers for years, 28,000 soldiers guarding our border. We had the best numbers we've ever had. Today we have, I think, the worst numbers in the world, because I don't think there's any country in the world that would stand for what's happening to us, with millions of people flowing in from, by the way, mental institutions, insane asylums. They don't like me using those names, insane asylums.
The amount of
but
people
we
is
have
freaking
very
nuts.
bad, very sick people, very ill people coming into our country, prisons and jails all over the world. And it's not the 4 countries that we sort of consider neighbors. It's all over.
Yeah.
Last
Hopefully
week,
we get to the extra town
we had
hall.
129 countries, representatives of people that came into our country illegally. And we're losing our country, and we're losing the spirit of our country. But I will tell you,
actually
make
pretty good-
America
pretty good
great
so
again,
far.
and MAGA, and America first, and all of these things that we talk about. There's never been more spirit. Look at this crowd. There's never been more spirit than we have right now. 2024.
That's really good opening statement.
2024 is the most important election that we've ever had.
I actually
And
agree
I
with
used
that.
to say it with 2016, and I meant it 100%. But we're going into almost a communistic state, and I think maybe we're even there. When you look at what they're doing,
Totalitarian,
you could
just
call
say
it
that.
fascist, you could call it Marxist, you could call it communist. What they're doing, like with the Department of Justice, they've totally weaponized
Okay,
it.
that's
It's
good.
weaponized like we've never had this before. It's not only me. Catholics, you see what's happening? Parents,
Yes, hit
at
this,
school
hit this,
boards,
hit this.
they're
This is
being
huge.
harassed by the Justice Department, by the FBI. Nobody's ever seen what's happening right now. And we have a guy, the head of this country. It's probably not him. It's people around him. They have people that are
That's a big point to hit, by the way.
vicious and smart and have horrible ideas for our country. So it's really the people, in my opinion, because I don't think this guy can put together 2 sentences. I watched him last night. He's almost
The sad part is that's kind of
talking.
real.
And you know, we have
I'm not sure he knows today's Tuesday, sir.
well, we
Hannity,
have a-
shut
We have a
up.
problem. We have the potential of a war beyond the war with Russia and Ukraine, and that would have never happened before. By the way, if I were president, that would have never happened. If I were president, Ukraine and Russia.
I want to get to that. You know, I came here today and I watched the 2 hours with Mark
crap.
Levin. I watched your hour with
Yeah.
Tucker. I watched your hour with Brett Baer. You did
Hannity
2
is
hours
awful,
with me.
yeah.
I watched
He is
you on
terrible.
Maria. I watch your interviews, and on fake news CNN. I watched
Care
that too.
what
that was a
Hannity
good
has
one.
to think.
That was a good one. They had a town hall.
That was a Trump
They
classic.
ended up firing the head of CNN because, and they got the highest ratings in 11 years, and they fired. It's supposed to be the opposite.
By the way, you might want to start a show, and at the end of every show, say to somebody, "You're fired." That would work, right?
What?
All right. But
Bruh.
I wanted to talk about the problems and the solutions. In other words,
Hannity, come
identify the problems and the solutions.
We're
We
like
cannot
5.
ignore today's events. Today, when you put out your Truth Social post. And by that, I want to talk about what is clearly now what the Judiciary Committee under Jim Jordan is looking into, whether or not our FBI and our Department of Justice have been weaponized and politicized. And I have 2 headlines here. You know, FBI tipped off Biden team, Secret Service, about plan to interview Hunter, according to a supervisory agent who retired. Tomorrow, there will be another IRS
You've been saying this for 5
just
years,
like
my
this man,
guy.
Mr. Chapley, who came out and said,
Just
no,
keeps talking.
he should have been indicted on felony charges, and I've been doing this, meaning Hunter Biden. Then I can take you back, and you know that I covered this every single night, and my show was vindicated on the issue of Trump-Russia
Who
collusion that
frickin'
never
cares
occurred.
what you said?
The Durham report corroborated it, the Horowitz report. It's a long way of me asking this very simple, basic question, and that
I'll get
is,
to the super
if
chats
you
a little
look
bit,
at
by the way.
Hillary Clinton,
I'll just wait for the
and
ad
way
break.
she was treated. No prosecutor would prosecute. 33,000 subpoenaed emails deleted, devices destroyed. Then her dirty dossier. And that dossier was used to get 4 FISA warrants.
He just keeps
And then you
talking.
look at the FBI in 2019. they had Hunter Biden's laptop in
Oh
December
my
of 2019.
gosh.
They verified it
Shut
in March
up.
of 2020. And yet FBI agents in the months leading up to that election were meeting with big tech companies, telling them, according to Yoel Roth, the former Twitter integrity site head, telling them that it might be about Joe or Hunter. That laptop story got
He's still
censored.
talking.
The American people were denied the truth about what would be a bombshell story.
And by the way,
what was the question?
Still is censored because they haven't really gotten into the meat with all of the great reporting done, and there has been some great reporting done.
Trump's
Generally
energetic
speaking,
tonight.
the press is
And freaking
fake.
Hannity's
It's
blowing
fake,
it.
and it's just horrible, actually. But there's still been some great reporters and great reporting done, and you are at the lead. You've been incredible. But when you look, but Sean, when you look at that, they haven't even gotten to the bottom of the laptop. They don't want to put the pictures in. They don't want to. They have pictures in
That
there
is true.
that anybody else
That makes you
go away
wonder.
for 10 years. What happened to Hunter is he got a traffic ticket. Other people are being sentenced to many years in jail for doing much less. He got a traffic ticket. The only good thing is the people know it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Trump is saving
now,
this town hall.
Jim Jordan and Jamie Comer, these guys are doing a great job. But the problem is you find out the crime, but nothing happens with it. Instead, they go after you.
Like, for example, Hillary Clinton's home wasn't raided.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's garage wasn't raided. The UPenn Center wasn't raided.
What's
The
the
University of
question?
Delaware wasn't raided. His home, beach home, I don't know how he affords a beach home on a senator's salary, that wasn't raided. Hunter Biden
He can
is
invest,
being
you
protected,
moron.
obviously. Cocaine in the White House 10-day investigation. They literally interviewed nobody. Okay, investigation's over. Would that have happened in your White House?
Well, listen to this. Even you mentioned the beach home. Well, the beach home had all these documents in it, right? It was by the Corvette. They're on the floor, classified documents.
No,
all
that's
over
not the
place.
beach home. The beach home was another place they
No,
found.
this is also the beach home. And they had the
Hannity, my
Corvette, where they had the
God.
Corvette. And a tremendous amount of payment was made for that home by somebody.
Yeah, I
to
think that
Joe
was an
Biden.
edit.
And it was a big story for about one day, and then you don't hear about it anymore. It's incredible. But when you look at the documents all over the place, whatever happened to that one? They go after me on documents, and I have the Presidential Records Act, which is a big deal. And the Presidential Records Act is an act. Thank you.
Why weren't their
They know
homes
better
raided?
than anybody else.
Why weren't their homes raided?
Well, let me just tell you, I'm protected by Presidential Records Act, and they come up with this obscure, crazy theory, a madman theory. This
Can we
guy
just
is
get
a
rid of
deranged
Hannity,
prosecutor
please?
who's
Just
had
make this a real town
tremendous
hall.
failures all over the place. He's a nasty, horrible human being. They come after me. Now, Biden has many thousands. I mean, he's got 2,000, almost 2,000 boxes of documents. They can't get to him because the college or whatever that has him doesn't want to give him. And he probably told the college. But more importantly, China gives millions of dollars to UPenn. That's where he has some. He's got them all over the place. And maybe worst of all, he's got documents in Chinatown. Many, many documents, boxes of documents. You don't ever hear about this. All you hear about is Trump. And I'm totally covered by the Presidential Records Act and also by the Clinton socks case. You know what that is? That's where Clinton took out tapes in his socks and he put them in his drawer. And they sued him just on a very civil basis. And he ended up winning the lawsuit. And the judge said he can have whatever he wants. And that's called the Presidential Records Act.
What about Sandy Berger shoving documents down his pants?
Oh, there are many instances of it.
Hannity,
But especially when you're
shut
president.
up.
And Joe Biden wasn't president. You're only covered by the Presidential Records Act if you're president. Joe Biden wasn't president. In fact, Joe Biden was senator for many years, and they've got a lot of classified documents when he was senator, and other Democrat senators can't even believe the fact that he has these documents. They said, I watched Dick Durbin. Here's another beauty. I watched Dick Durbin saying, I can't believe that he took them. He couldn't even believe it. So it's a two-tier system, but it's worse than that. It's a very corrupt system.
Okay, so my question to you is, when you see that Hillary had top secret classified information,
Get to
and
the
conclusion of
question!
Jim Comey, no prosecutor would ever prosecute. 33,000 subpoenaed emails.
Nobody
deleted,
needs a story.
devices
Just get to the
destroyed.
question.
Okay, then we have the FBI in early October of 2016 sent
freaking
agents
God.
over the pond to meet with Christopher Steele. They offered him $1 million to verify any part of that dossier.
To get Trump.
Okay, they couldn't verify it. Then, in late October, even though it wasn't verified, they used that, according to Andrew McCabe, Deputy FBI Director. Without that dirty dossier, they would never have gotten those FISA warrants approved.
Talking.
Now, they knew that they couldn't verify it. The Dora
What's the
report
question?
confirmed none of it was true. And yet they would use that as a backdoor to spy on your campaign and your presidency.
Yep.
Is that a dual system of justice?
And the whole thing with FISA was horrible. But you know, one thing we did that was so great, I fired Comey very early. And a lot of people said, oh, you should have done it. Well, you know, they're given a term. They're given a term very early. Not immediately early, but very early in a few months. And I got rid of this guy. And by doing that, it was like you threw a rock at a hornet's nest. The whole thing collapsed. You saw the love letters back and forth with the different people talking about the insurance policy. You know what the insurance policy, that was against me.
That was how to
If she, for some reason, loses, darling, we have an insurance policy. The insurance policy is they'll get me out. One way or the other, they'll get me out. Because you know what? This is 30, 35 years of being put into government.
Trump
and you
is
get there.
carrying this.
And initially, I didn't know people in Washington. I was there 17 times
I would
in my
screw
entire
off this
life.
if it wasn't for Trump.
I never stayed over.
The only reason I'm staying.
Never stayed over before this. All of a sudden, I'm president of the United States. I relate. And we had tremendous people also. Don't forget, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history, rebuilt our military.
Talk about the past. I like it. Talk about how we were better off 3 years
Took
ago.
out al-Baghdadi, the two biggest terrorists in the world. I mean, what we did was incredible. Strongest border we've ever had. Everything was good. No inflation. Best economy in history. We did all of this stuff. We had tremendous people. Look, they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
No, sorry, we had tremendous people. But we also had some, you rely on others. You rely on people that you knew. You rely on other politicians to give you answers. And you find out that they are rhinos or they gave you bad advice. So we had some that weren't good. But when you think, Comey had a term. He had many years left in that term. I said, this guy's bad news. I realized it very early in the administration. I fired him. And it was wild. That's when we found out all of the corruption. Had I not fired Comey, you wouldn't know any of the things that you were talking about.
You think they would have destroyed you?
Well, they were trying to take me out. Yeah, they were trying to take me out. I mean, it was like a coup. It was like a coup. Had I not, you know, it's very interesting. Some people that are
let's
very
get to the
smart,
audience
that you know very
already.
Well,
We're 20 minutes
when
in.
I did it, oh, that
Are
was
they gonna
a
do the
mistake.
same
That
thing
was a
as last
mistake. You're
time?
gonna cause- Now they say it was the greatest instinctual move they've ever seen because Comey was a very bad guy, and Comey led that group of thugs in there. And they were doing a number. It's very dishonest. It's years and years of putting in people, Democrats and rhinos and other people, but putting them into office. And we got rid of a lot of them, but we're going to get rid of a lot more.
Governor reform. I like it.
One more question on this. In the past, I think it's been a mistake. I'm like you. I think we should have paper ballots, same-day voting.
Who cares? Who cares what you think?
Partisan observers in every precinct watching the voting and then watching the vote counting, and when the polls close, declare a winner, game over.
Right.
But that's not the system we have. Republicans have been reluctant and resistant towards early voting, mail-in voting.
He just won't stop.
And they've also been resistant towards legal
just keeps
ballot
going.
harvesting, which Democrats have mastered, which is why they can hide in their basement on
gosh.
hundreds of millions of dollars in
Just
ads
get to the
and
question.
never answer a press question or shake a hand or kiss a baby or do a town hall. My question is, do you now encourage and embrace early and voting by mail, and legal ballot harvesting?
I do, but I also have to say something else, because the one thing a lot of
Okay, I
people,
like that.
Trump,
Trump,
you don't talk about, they also create phony ballots.
Trump,
and that's a real problem. That's my opinion.
Trump,
But they create a lot of phony
Trump,
ballots.
Trump,
Your mind
chill.
shifted. In other words, I think if Republicans start out Election Day down 200, 300, 500,000 votes, that becomes nearly impossible to catch up with.
For some reason, Republicans always wanted to go out on Tuesday and they wanted to vote, and I respect that. I think it's great, and it would be great if we could get back to one day and all the things.
All right,
that you
that's a
said.
good answer.
I agree with you.
With voter ID, because the Democrats don't want
signature
voter
verification.
How about this? They don't want voter ID because they want to cheat. You know, they
Trump,
want to cheat. They don't
chill.
want voter ID. Even the
chill.
Democrats, regular Democrat people want voter ID, but the leaders don't because they can't cheat. The one thing we have to be very careful of is phony ballots. Everything you say is great, but they create ballots. That's my opinion, and that's the opinion of a lot of people.
Will you encourage your voters, based on the system we have?
That was actually a good question, though.
Go along with the system of early voting and voting by mail, because
I will.
I think if you don't, it's a big mistake.
No. I will, but those ballots get lost also, Sean. You know, they send them in, and all of a sudden they're gone. Those ballots get lost also. The answer is I will because you would like it. But you know what? Can I be honest?
For me, okay.
But
I got to take a break.
But Sean, a lot of bad things happen to those ballots also. They're sent in early, and all of a sudden, where are they? Look, we have very corrupt elections.
Trump,
we
gotta
have
chill.
no borders. If you don't have borders, and if you don't have good elections, you don't have a country, and that's where we are. But I'm okay with it.
By the end of this year, we'll probably have
that's an L for Trump. That was not that good.
Since he's been president. Quick break. More of our exclusive town hall with President Donald J. Trump straight ahead. We're going to take questions from the audience as we continue from beautiful. We're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
So the answer was pretty bad by Trump. That was not that good of an answer. But Hannity actually asked one good question in that. But that was freaking stupid. You're 20 minutes in, you finally ask a real question. And he still blabbered. So 15 years ago, I scratched my ass and made a realization that we need a ballot harvest. It just... awful. So we got a couple of super chats to read. Duster Carter for 2. Or hold on. Man Milk for 2. Opinion on the tied Colorado poll with Trump and Biden. I don't know how much I believe that. But if he's tied in Colorado, you're talking about a 2008 level landslide. Duster Carter for 2. Colorado equals what happens when we take the libertarian advice. Yeah. Seroton for 5. Let's keep the cringe counter negative. Lol. Yeah, it's gonna be. Just one bad answer by Trump. Rest is pretty good. Is he gonna take one question for the audience like last time? Oh my gosh. If he does that, there's gonna be a problem if he does that again. He said he's gonna take answer. Oh my gosh. If he does like a 50-minute rant for the rest of the thing that says, oh, sorry, we don't have enough time for tonight. We're gonna release it tomorrow. Yeah, Trump said yes to early voting, but he's still, I didn't like the answer, though. There's some shaky parts. Hannity would have 8-hour-long press conferences as he tells a story about 50 years ago. Oh, let me read this. Hannity would have an 8-hour-long press conference as he tells a story about 50 years ago when he met Obama's great-grandpa and wouldn't give him a loan. But yeah, that's Hannity in a nutshell. He just won't shut up. I don't care what you did 50 years ago. I don't care. I don't care what happened 10 years ago. And he's the guy that keeps promoting this, they're closing in on Hunter Biden. It's like, bruh. Duster Carter for 2. Why can't Trump give us in-depth policy talks? Well, he does. The problem is you have idiots like Hannity that won't ask any good questions. Go watch a CNN town hall. That was freaking perfect. But yeah, go also watch the Agenda 47 videos. They're good. Overall, they focus on what matters. That's the bread and butter of Trump's campaign. Agenda 47. Hannity would do a 24-hour game stream on Twitch. Yeah, he would. Hold on. Hannity would be a good press secretary, so the media wouldn't get any questions. But yeah, that's freaking... He just won't stop. It's like Trump is answering his question. He's like, well, hold on a second. 3 years ago, I saw... Jim Jordan told me they were closing on Biden. And I don't care about 2016 anymore. Why bring that up? Oh my gosh. What do you think Trump will do if he loses, quote unquote, fairly? Well, yeah, if he does lose, I just think he's just gonna retire. He's not going to run again. Hannity would make up a story about how him getting a hole-in-one in golf last night is connected to Hunter Biden's laptop and Clinton's emails. It's all connected 4D chess. You're not wrong, though. That's pretty much what he rambles about. I want a Hannity to host a GOP debate just so 4,000 candidates fight for over a second. Oh my gosh. We need that. Let Hannity cook. Let him host the GOP debate. Oh my. I want to see that. Duster Carter for 2. Hold on. Yeah, Duster Carter for 2. Do you drink? Take a shot every time Hannity talks. I don't drink. Nope. Hillary Clinton laptop communist hunter. Yep, that's the vocab of Sean Hannity. Every night, it's the same 3 things. Hillary Clinton in 2016 with a dossier. Hunter Biden's laptop. Communist. Go watch one of his shows. I guarantee you're going to hear all of that. Hannity would interview Christie to see who could talk. Hannity should interview Christie. Oh no. That would like break the space-time continuum. Give Hannity an early debate that doesn't matter just for the memes. Yeah, give him a debate with like freaking Francis Perez and like I don't know, who's some random guy we can run. Who's some random dude? Who's some random ass dude that can debate with Sean Hannity and like. So yeah, we're waiting for the North Korea fires missiles after U.S. sub arrives. Of course it happened.
In the region, with North Korea testing its weapons at the same time the U.S. and South Korea are increasing joint military drills.
This is going to end badly.
And a U.S. service member is in North Korean custody tonight after crossing the border without authorization.
Oh yeah, you hear about that, guys? Some soldier just like defected to North Korea. I love the fact that an American actually willingly went to North Korea to move there. It's like, you moron. Can we just get back to the town hall? We're half an hour in. Okay, we're gonna mute this part so we don't get copyrighted by the music. Come on. Come on, Trump. Come on. Okay, there we go.
With the 45th and possibly 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump is with us.
Give us questions.
You know, we had this whole issue of cocaine in
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay.
Not this
I can
again.
only imagine what the reaction would have been in the media and with others about this. And here's what bothers me about it. They had a 10-day investigation. They have cameras on every single person that walked into that area.
That's right.
They didn't interview a single person.
It's Hannity.
And after 10
Go
days,
away,
they
please.
declared the investigation is over. We don't know who did it. Now, what's your reaction to that?
So I know the area very well. It's very private, actually, in a true sense, and they probably have more cameras.
First, there was 3 different locations, to be
well,
fair.
they don't even know what location, and they also said the Bidens weren't there, and they were there. It turned out to be, false. A lot of false reporting, a lot of misinformation. They dis and misinformation, right? Nobody's ever explained the difference.
Yeah, why are we talking about
let's
this?
assume they're pretty close. You have more cameras in that area than any place probably in the world. You have the Situation Room. The Situation Room, I never even thought of it in terms of this, but probably the most important room anywhere in the world. There's no more important. Wars are decided, nuclear's decided, weapons are decided.
Hunter Biden.
There's nothing more important. They have cameras.
That's where you decided to take out Soleimani. That's where you decided to take
Shut
out Baghdadi and
up!
associates. Right?
Defeat ISIS. Don't forget, we defeated ISIS. I was told it would take 3 to 4 years to defeat ISIS, and we probably couldn't do it. I did it in 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks, right?
Jesse, there's cocaine in the White House. Jesse.
Took out the worst. But the Situation Room is very heavily guarded. They know they know everything. The other thing, I have a great respect for Secret Service. I deal with them all the time. They are really incredible people. And Secret Service knows what's happening. They know what's happening. So I think it's very disappointing that after just a few days I was over. That's a big deal. Cocaine. Now, the cocaine, as they say, could have been worse. They could have gone to the bioweapons. They could have gone to a lot of other
Anthrax.
things. But cocaine's pretty bad if somebody's taking cocaine and making decisions.
What if there was fentanyl in it? What if it was anthrax?
Well, it could have been a lot of things.
God forbid.
It could have been a lot of things. And they have cameras, and I would imagine it doesn't
Yeah,
stop
the fact
here.
that they just hid that
But
immediately.
Secret Service is so incredible. They don't get enough credit. And they're under the orders of other people. But I think Secret Service would be able to tell you the real answer. But you can't have a thing like that. The most embarrassing thing for our country, we were respected. 3 years ago, this country was respected. And Putin knew he couldn't do it, and President Xi of China knew he couldn't do it. You know, I gave
always love
Iowa
when he says
and
President Xi.
farmers, the farm states, $28 billion from China. $28 billion. That's why I said, you know, I go around. I don't want to be too boisterous on this because you never know, right? But I said, there's no way I can lose Iowa, Nebraska, any of these states. There's no way, because I gave the farmers $28 billion from China. No person, no president's ever gotten 10 cents from China. I got hundreds of billions
Trump's the only
of
reason I'm
dollars,
still here.
and I went to the Secretary of Agriculture. How much has, they obviously got a check.
Big applause.
But thank you. I love you too, I will tell you that. But think of President Xi, central casting, brilliant guy. You know, when I say he's brilliant, everyone says, oh, that's terrible. You call him. Well, he runs 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. Smart, brilliant, everything perfect. There's nobody in Hollywood like this guy. I got them to pay us $28 billion because they screwed our farmers for years. And I had the Secretary of Agriculture
nobody would
come
care
up,
about politics.
and I said, give me a number. They said, it's $28 billion. Comes back a week later, it's $28 billion. I said, that's a lot. I said, well, we're going to take it from China. I got $28 billion for the farmers. Who got a check? Did everybody get a check? And
can we get to a real question, though?
The USMCA, we had the worst trade deal that we ever made, NAFTA. You got killed on NAFTA. And I made it the best trade deal, the USMCA. That's Mexico and Canada. I got billions and billions of dollars from Japan and other countries that were taking advantage.
Hannity, if you start interrupting again.
Did that money help pay for the wall?
Let me tell you what paid for the wall. What really helped? Mexico was great. You know, they all say Mexico. Mexico paid much more than what I was asking for because I had 28,000 soldiers on the border when I was building the wall. And we built almost 500 miles of wall. And you know, our opponents, you know what they say? If there's a little rotted out 2x4 laying on the ground that's been there for 50 or 60 years, and you can, they would say when we build a 30 and 40-foot wall, oh, that's just a renovation. That's not included. We built almost 500 miles of wall. We renovated a lot. Then I said, let's build another 200 miles because there was some areas that were weak.
Plaque of wood.
And it was all there, ready to be installed, and they didn't do it. But Mexico, I said to the president, you have to do me a favor. You have to do us a favor. We need 28,000 soldiers on the border, Mexican soldiers. He laughed at me. And, you know, I have a very good relationship with him. But he said, but why would we do that? Because they're coming in through Mexico. You have to stop them from coming in from Mexico. They're coming in caravans. He said, we can't do that. Then he had a representative come to see the State Department person. The State Department person said, you know, I've been doing this for years. We've always asked for a lot of different things, like remain in Mexico. I got remain in Mexico passed. Nobody thought it was possible. All of the different catch and release. How about this? You catch a criminal and you release him.
I love when he goes on this rant.
Okay?
I love
catch
it.
And release. But I got this, and they said to me, we won't do it. We won't do it. They smiled. They laughed. They said, are you crazy? We wouldn't do this. I said, yes, you'll do it. Because if you don't do it, we're going to put a 25% tax on all of your cars coming in from Mexico, and you're going to do it. We're going to take in billions of dollars, and we'll do it ourselves. So Mexico gave us billions of dollars of free soldiers, free of charge. You know, they came back into the room after saying, actually sort of laughing at me, how stupid a question this was. They said, you think we're not going to do that? I said, yes, you will. You'll do that. He said, we're not going to do that. And I said, well, we're putting a tariff on all of your products, including all the cars you stole, because, you know, they have 32% of our car business left from Mexico.
Jeez.
I said, we're going to put a third. We're going to put a
NAFTA
tariff.
didn't hurt anybody
It's
already.
going to go higher. But 25%.
Neocons at
take
Twitter
in
said
billions.
otherwise.
He said, may I leave the room, please? Yes. He comes back 5 minutes later. We would be honored to give you 28,000. So Mexico paid plenty.
Let me go back to the China issue. Think of all the incidents we had. The Chinese spy balloon that, went from the skies of Alaska down to Idaho, across to Montana, over missile sites, Kansas, Missouri, Kentucky, out the coast, the East Coast. And I look at the communist Chinese now confronting our Navy ships in international waters, confronting our fighter jets in international airspace, on top of intellectual property theft, on top of COVID-19, on top of unfair trade practices, devaluation of the dollar, I believe attempts to eliminate the U.S. dollar as the world's currency.
Right. They want to do that. They're working hard on it. That would be a disaster.
And now they've aligned with Russia and Iran. And now they're negotiating deals.
North Korea.
And North Korea. Now they're negotiating deals between the Saudis and the Iranians and the Saudis and the Syrians. Now, I think China is taking advantage of a president that has abdicated his role as the most dominant America, being the most dominant force in the world.
Trump.
Would they have ever done that under you, and how would you have prevented it?
Number one, they wouldn't have done it. Number two, if they did it, I would have said, excuse me, we're going to put a 100% tariff on all of your goods that are coming in.
That's a good answer. That is freaking spot on. 100% tariff.
Hundreds of billions of dollars from China. And as I said, not one president for many presidents ever took in anything. They revered China. I don't know. I also explained, hey, we all love China. Let's love China. Let's respect the president. Let's respect everybody. But they took advantage of the United States, making hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We built their military because they made so much money. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China.
Do you think Taiwan is going to get invaded?
Well, I think they have no respect for Biden. They have no respect.
Why would Trump answer that?
It would have never happened. I met with Putin and I said, listen, if you do this, really, really bad things are going to happen to Russia. And I don't want to say because I'm not going to get into that. But I said, really bad things. He said, no, you would never do that. I said, yes, I would. And he said, no, I don't like that. But, maybe he didn't believe it, but he believed it 5% or 10%, that that's all he needed. I said, bad things. Said the same thing to President Xi. I had a great relationship with, frankly,
remember, they're going to ask the audience a question.
Relationship with these guys. They're smart, tough, and they have a lot of nuclear weapons. Having a good relationship, I tried to explain this to the fake news. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. There has nobody's been rough on Russia like I have. I'm the one that ended Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 2 is the big pipeline going into Germany and all over Europe. I ended it. That's the worst thing that any president or anybody has ever done to Russia. I ended their pipeline, and the money that, and Putin said to me, how could you do that? I ended it. And Biden came in and he approved it. I put sanctions in. I gave the Javelins, which are anti-tank busters, I gave the Javelins to Ukraine. When they took out all those tanks, that was from Trump. You know what? Obama, when they say, oh, Trump was good to Russia. I was the worst thing that ever happened.
Don't like that answer.
I still got along
Not
with
that
Putin,
big of a fan. You notice nobody applauded.
And I got along with Xi, and he respected our country. They no longer respect
Not a big
our
fan
country.
about that question.
You have said very boldly you could end this Ukrainian-Russia war in 24 hours.
Yeah.
How?
Ooh, good answer.
I know
good question.
Zelensky very well because he was very honorable with the fake phone call, impeachment hoax #1. They said I made a phone call to him, and I was very threatening. I wasn't at all. I was actually very nice. I was congratulating him on a victory. But when they asked him, they said, were you threatened? He didn't even know what they were talking about. He was very honorable. He could have done grandstand. He said, yeah, I felt threatened. He didn't do that. And as you know, I get along very well with Putin. I would tell Putin, got to settle. I would tell Zelensky, you got to settle. I would tell one, you're going to load up with money. I'd tell the other, you're not going to get any money. I would get a settlement in 24 hours. Now, it should have never happened. You have thousands, hundreds of thousands of dead people right now.
That's a good answer.
Hundreds of thousands. You have cities that are obliterated. I don't know if you've ever seen the cities after they finish with the rockets. You have cities with no buildings standing. It looks like just a demolition zone. It's so horrible.
Sad.
And and then they'll say 2 people were hurt. No, hundreds of people and thousands of people were killed. You're going to find out when this whole thing is over that the number of people killed is far greater than they tell you. They're not telling you the truth.
He's not wrong.
Many
It's
thousands,
sad, but
hundreds
it's
of
true.
thousands of people are dying. These cities are being obliterated. And basically they say, what's your stance? Are you for Russia or are you for... I'm for one thing very simple. I want to stop people from getting killed, and I'll have it stop.
That is awesome. That's a perfect answer.
Up next, we'll talk about the 2024 primary. And one big question is the Biden family, with their business dealings with China and Russia and Romania and Ukraine and Kazakhstan and Mexico and a dozen other countries, are they compromised? More with Donald Trump.
You just asked this 5 minutes ago. You son of a... No! Why? Are you serious? Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Where's the audience? Where is the audience question? Okay, Mad Milk for 2. Opinions on Goldwater, Nixon, Coolidge, and Taft. Goldwater's overrated. Nixon's underrated. Coolidge is underrated. Taft is underrated. But my gosh. What? It just keeps going. It just keeps going. It went from after this break we'll give you a question to after this break we'll talk about Biden. We just asked the question 10 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. See why you need to support the channel. This is a good time to say subscribe, hit the like button and share and join the channel and all that stuff. I just can't with this guy. Who freaking cares? I'm just going insane at this point with this freaking Sean Hannity. Who cares? Coolidge is based, yeah. Coolidge is a pretty good president. This is literal pro-Trump propaganda and I hate it. He's not answering a question. There's nothing. What's the point? Just do an interview. Yeah, we need to do a freaking documentary on this because every time I listen to this Hannity, it's the same thing over and over. Yeah, you know what? We're turning up the freaking thing to 1,000. Why did they have Hannity host this again? This guy is so cringe, lol. Because if it was Jesse Waters, he would have asked important questions and actually let the audience speak. Duster Connor for 5. I can't. Came for 2020 foreign policy debate. Not this. 2016 Hillary and the Bidens. Ugh. You'll have a good night. Hannity's extra cringe. Thank you for the super chat, but my gosh, that's perfect. That's a perfect answer right there. Who freaking cares what Biden did 20 years ago? It's political corruption. One question I'm fine with. Not 50 questions of the same exact variant. Or the same question about 50 different variants. Felt it gut-filled. He should have hosted the town hall. At least he would have been entertaining to listen to. Just... Wasn't Coolidge a libertarian? Yeah, but back then it made sense. He was a true libertarian. It wasn't just, garbage like it is now. All audience questions be on Fox Nation. I ain't buying that crap. No way. Hannity for mayor of Gary. Yes. Send him to either Brazil or Gary, Indiana at this point. I mean, what? Why? Play the town hall? It's on ad break right now. It's freaking... I don't know. It just... I'm just losing my sanity at this crap. Oh my gosh. Should I do like a... I just want questions about 2024. Not about last year I scratched my ass while doing a live show. This made me think about how Hunter Biden exactly 15 months ago smoked crack. I don't... Just ask a question. Don't talk about your life story. Yeah, Jesse Waters interviewed DeSantis. Don't you just love Sean Hannity? Don't you just think he's the greatest? Christie Town Hall of Hand. Oh my, that would break the universe. The universe would combust at that point. Just implode. So this way they could claim Trump can't stop talking about previous elections or the corruption. Yeah. I mean, never go to Hannity. Let me host a town hall. I'll ask stuff about, how are you going to solve the immigration crisis? How are you going to resolve the war in Ukraine? How are you going to stop a reliance on China? And how are you going to solve the biggest issue in my opinion, how are you going to solve the falling birth rates? Yeah, I just wish this should just have been frickin' Jesse Waters or Gutfeld. Somebody with a brain. Thoughts on Bill O'Reilly. He's all right. Okay, we're back. Hannity, if you do a 30-minute rant for the last 15 minutes of this.
All right, welcome back to Hannity. We are in beautiful Cedar Rapids, Iowa. What a great, fun crowd we have with GOP frontrunner Donald J. Trump. And we continue. So we just got done talking about China, Russia, Iran, North Korea.
You talk about a lot more.
We have a little problem here, and that is the Biden family. Joe Biden said to this country repeatedly during your 2020 election that he never once spoke with his son, Hunter, about his foreign business dealings.
Yeah.
Now,
oh my gosh.
Then we have Joe on tape bragging that he leveraged $1 billion taxpayer dollars to get a prosecutor fired in Ukraine.
Right.
Okay, and as a result, son of a bee, they fired him. And then Hunter continued to get
It's the
paid.
same
Hunter goes
talking
on Good
point.
Morning America. I have no experience in oil, gas,
He just
energy,
keeps talking.
or Ukraine. Why are they paying you all that money? He actually said, I don't know. I mean, a 50-year-old man. Okay, here's my bigger question, though. Now we know about the WhatsApp message, which said, I am sitting here with my father.
My father,
we now
no.
have
They remind me of the
photographic
Joker.
evidence. We have times and places of meetings of Joe and Hunter and foreign business partners all meeting. And they have found all of these bank accounts. James Comer is now saying it's up to $30, maybe $40 million in business.
This is a 4-minute rant so far.
I want an answer to this question. Do you believe, with all the millions that they did in business with China and Russia and Ukraine and Kazakhstan and Romania and Mexico and all these countries, is that why Russia got the Nord Stream 2 pipeline? Is that why there were no consequences for the spy drone that China sent, or their hostility towards our Navy and Air Force?
So
are they compromised?
I think no question about it. Look,
what type of question was that?
Millions of dollars, just that one conversation, which sounded like a mobster conversation.
Within
extortion.
a week.
They got $5 million. Then they got another $5.2 million.
That was
I guess,
the dumbest
from the same
question
group.
I've ever heard.
So they got $10.2 million. That comes from China. And that's only one that they've covered so far. I understand they have much more than that.
That's the energy giant.
And what about Ukraine? So we've given, and we want to help people. We have a heart. We got to help people too. But we're in for almost $200 billion in Ukraine, and Europe is in for $20 billion.
5 minutes per question.
Why are we? And Europe is essentially the same size as us in the economy if you add it all up. Europe and the U.S. are about the same size. Why isn't Europe in for 200 or more than us? Why aren't they in? They're affected much more than us because nobody asked them. I asked them for the money for NATO because the U.S. was paying for NATO.
At least
Europe,
Trump's
by the way,
answering
thinks
this
we're very badly in
garbage.
trade. Not so much anymore, but that's going to change because they're back to their old ways. But why aren't they? I got hundreds of billions of dollars for these countries by asking. All I had to do was ask. I asked. They said, are you going to protect us from Russia? I said, are you delinquent? They said, let's assume we were. I said, I will not protect you from Russia. And then the money started pouring in. We got hundreds of billions of dollars.
That's a good answer.
And they were very happy.
That's a good answer.
But Look at Ukraine, where Hunter's getting hundreds of thousands a month, and like I guess, from what they say, a $3 million upfront payment to sit in an energy company, and he knows nothing about energy. The debate. So I had a debate, and Chris Wallace, who was terrible, he sure is not his father. He's not the great Mike Wallace. He wants to be, but he doesn't have the talent. But Chris Wallace is terrible. And I mentioned to him that why is the mayor of Moscow's wife paying the Biden family $3.5 million? And he said, you shouldn't ask that question. I said, why not? And Joe was trying to answer it, but he couldn't answer it. It wasn't going well. And Chris Wallace cut me off. He said, you shouldn't. I said, I have two people I'm debating, not one. The one I definitely don't mind. But Chris Wallace, how's he doing lately, Chris Wallace? Not too good. Not too good. Like two people are watching his show. But here's the story. So Russia's giving them massive amounts of money. Ukraine's giving them massive amounts of money. And China's giving them massive amounts of money. And then there are many other countries also. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Stream this with video. But he privates it a bit, I believe.
Joe Biden is a compromised president.
And you know what? I just do it to be safe.
Until I got indicted.
That's all.
Until I got indicted, I had such respect for the office of the president. I didn't want to say things. I would do numbers in him, and but not like this.
You actually yelled at me once for being too tough on him.
No, I thought you were joking too much. I thought you should take it seriously because I think it's a very
talked
serious
about
problem.
Joe and his he's a cognitive mess. Everyone agree?
Yeah.
So
No, but Joe was making sort of comedy out of it, and I said, honestly, Sean, it's a serious problem because we're in the nuclear age, and we have a man in charge of our country.
You were right.
Who doesn't have a clue. And I said, there's nothing funny about it. And I did tell him that.
There is nothing funny.
And
Kennedy, shut up!
Changed a lot. And by the way, this man's doing very well on television. I don't know if you watch ratings, but his ratings are very good. I'll have to. Because he never says. I always say, why don't you take a commercial saying how successful your show is, how good your ratings are? Nah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But he's a good man, and he loves this country, I can tell you. But they are compromised, Sean.
Yeah, not a single question.
We have a compromised president. China gives him millions of dollars. If he's given Biden millions of dollars, he's compromised. Now, that's only the stuff they found. There's a lot of other things.
This is actually a good answer,
and there'll be
though.
some things that you never find, but there's a lot of other things. So he's getting millions of dollars illegally from China. And then you say, hey, they impeached me over a phone call that was perfect. Why aren't they impeaching Biden for receiving tens of millions of dollars? Why isn't he under impeachment?
I love that super chat. I'll get to that in a second.
I know we're at a point where 60-some-odd% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
In my early adult life, I lived paycheck to paycheck. I could barely pay my rent. That was for a number of years. I know what it's like. It's not fun.
Shut up!
We have the average American now has $54,000 in debt. Biden inflation has cost the average American household over $10,000 a year. We can't afford this, on top of $37 trillion in debt. How quickly and what would you do to get this economy turned around?
It'll go so quickly. Number one, I'm closing that border.
Just ask that. Don't
like
talk
I had
for
it.
50
We had the
minutes.
best border. And by the way, I think you all agree. We want people to come into our country, but we want them to come in legally. We had a good system. They were taking tests. We want people that love our country, not people that want to blow up our shopping centers and our farms. So I want people.
I'm sorry for that.
I would make our border so strong and get off the criminals. We have many criminals in our country now that weren't here 3 years ago. I will get them out. ICE and Border Patrol.
Burden on the economy.
I will drill, baby drill. You know the expression.
Sorry about that. The microphone
energy way
cracked
down.
up a little bit.
When energy comes down, inflation's going to come down.
All right, more with our town hall. We're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with Donald Trump straight ahead.
You suck. You are garbage. Okay, we got a couple super chats. Princess Writer for Princess Writer for 2. I'm back. How bad is Hannity? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Chief Constituent for 10. Rap casually going insane because of ranting Hannity never cease to be hilarious. It's Shakespearean torture for millions of Americans. Guantanamo Bay should add this to the repertoire. And it's a Cerez commercial. Oh, what happened to me? What? Everything good? Everything should be good. You were muted? Oh. Really? Huh, weird. But yeah, this just keeps going on and on and on. Okay, so yeah, so I think we're good. I think I just everything hopefully is fine. Did you ever see the movie Cedar Rapids? Huh? No. Never heard of it. Yeah, I don't know. My YouTube's all something like their content ID. What? It's gonna end in like 2 minutes. Never got this before. I got a warning about a content ID? That's bizarre. Or we should be good. Did you know that Matt Gaetz is at the Barbie premiere? What? That's actually real? I don't believe you. Don't believe that at all. Watch audience question be staged. Are we even getting one? Imagine if this was Tucker doing it. Yeah, it should have been. But we're stuck with this bozo. Your stream wasn't monetized either. I got no ad. That's weird. Trump Town Hall. Sorry about that. I'm just checking some stuff. Everything should be fine. I think. Yeah, they had a huge crowd and nothing comes of it. Yeah, I don't know what's... Yeah, something about the stream got claimed? I think the stream may have got claimed. That's what I'm looking at. Now it's gone. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just... That's so weird. I never got that before. Oh, other people are reacting to this stream. They must have, like... YouTube must have thought I was, like... copying them. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a bit more sense. I've gotten no ads this entire time. Yeah, because I got like... Yeah, the YouTube said this stream is not monetized. I'm not going to get shut down, I don't think. Worst comes to worst, I just unlist this. But you guys can still see it. So. Members will for sure be able to see this. It may not be able to be public, though. Oh my gosh, it's 9. We didn't get a single question from the audience. No. This better be a joke. This is to be. This is a joke? Did we not get a single question from the town hall? Not one. It just ended. It won't allow me to go back on. It broke. It just broke. Well, good job, Hannity. It just ended like that. They didn't say a word. It just ended. Not a single question from the audience was asked. It just ended. Are you serious right now? Oh. Don't you just love Sean Hannity? Okay. We're just gonna... How does... You know what? No. Trump did a great job considering the circumstance. Trump wasn't the problem here. It was freaking Hannity. So you know what? We're going to start a poll. Rate Hannity. D-, F+, F, F-. Rate Hannity. Because I thought, not even a question? F-. Vote. Chief constituent for 2. Any town hall with Hannity is not a town hall. Yeah, you know, we're done. We're not listening to Sean Hannity anymore. That was an F-. No, that was a Z. This was below crap. Hannity would be a good filibuster. I agree with that. He would filibuster for months. F- is winning. Because Trump did a great job. With the 3 questions he was asked, like, let's be real, 1 legitimate question was asked. And he answered it pretty good. Maybe 2. Did Hannity seriously believe that? It just... I give Trump like a B+ tonight. B or B+. A for Hannity, he was amazed. My ears are fluttering, swimming in red liquid, and my brain feels so relaxed. Like mashed potatoes. Trump got like a B+, I think. Not his best, but still pretty good. No, we're not listening to the AI again. No. Oh, man. So, yeah, I had fun, though. I had fun. Considering the fact that we had to deal with Hannity for an hour, I still had fun. The first and second town hall, yeah, somebody needs to do like a comparison of the two. Get the footage of the both of them, put them side by side. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the footage from both of them, both of the town halls, put them next to each other, and see what, if any, difference is seen. So I think I'm going to probably head off. If you got any super chats, any more questions, send them now and forever go in peace. I'm probably going to head out. Yeah, last time we got 2 audience questions. This time, not 1. Yeah, what was the point? What was the point of that? But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully, if the thing doesn't stay up, it's for sure going to be for members. That's going to be my hope. Because it's acting weird. YouTube's acting weird for me right now. So, CNN won't give any more town halls because their audiences cried. True. I sent a super chat. Did I not see it? Oh, yeah, chief constituent for 2. Any town hall with Hannity is not a town hall. Yeah, I agree. I believe I got everything through then. This was sad. Very sad. This was F. F-, Z. I don't frickin' know. 0. I don't know. -12. They just ended it just like that. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. And again, if there is problems with this video, I'll probably just post to the members. Godspeed to all of you.